Travis Campbell here of marketingprofessor.com, and I'm sitting here with my friend and employee over at Infusionsoft, Marc Chesley, and I want to talk a little bit with Marc about what he is doing to help customers of Infusion get their email delivered. I don't know about you, but for me, when it comes to marketing online and building a list, getting that email in the inbox is really critical. And it really is one of the biggest things that impacts sales and conversions for online marketers. So, Marc, I want to just introduce you to folks.
Thanks.
And welcome you to being here.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks for having me on.
Share with folks out there a little bit about what you're doing over at Infusion, what your role is.
I'm the Vice President of Development and Technology at Infusionsoft. I pretty much handle all of the technology of the company, the software development, the systems administration, all geek stuff.
Geek stuff. Yeah, that's one thing I really like about Marc is he's sort of kind of geeked out on some things, and I kind of get geeked out a little bit from time to time as well.
Yeah, you could say that.
We talk about server hardware and stuff like that. But tell folks kind of a little bit about what you've been doing over the past maybe 18 months or 2 years to help grow and continue to improve email deliverability
Sure.
with the Infusionsoft.
Sure, I'd be happy to. There's so many things, you know, it would take a lot longer than we have on an interview here to really dive deep into some of the initiatives that we've got up and running.
Sure.
But really there's three ways to get email delivered. I call it the three pillars of deliverability.
Mm-hmm.
There's relationships, partnerships sometimes, right? And there is education, and then there is the infrastructure. And so you have those three things that you have to focus on. The partnerships and the infrastructure, Infusionsoft takes care of.
Right.
We have all of the servers, all of our MTA, our partnership with message systems, and our email sending engine, partnerships with Habeas. They just were recently acquired by ReturnPath.
And you're talking about partnerships of vendors that are online that are out there being cops for spy or for spam
Right.
spam mails and so on and so forth. You're not talking about business partnerships. You're talking about partnerships technically.
Yeah, well,
online.
both. It's both. It's technical business partners. We actually have formal partnerships with ReturnPath and with message systems. But also, we have to have the relationships with all of the major ISPs from A to Y,
Right.
all of them. Now, Infusionsoft for the small business takes care of the infrastructure and the relationships. Really, small businesses don't have almost never have the resources to take care of the infrastructure or the sending ability, the volume of sending to really make genuine relationships with the ISPs and the certification authorities like ReturnPath. The other part is education. A big part of education we can help with, but education really comes down to how to send, what to send, how frequent to send, things like that. And Infusionsoft can help with that, but really it's the senders, it's the marketer's responsibility to shoulder that part of the three pillars of email.
Right. And I've heard it said where it's kind of like more like a social engineering, right? You've got to engineer your marketing campaigns in such a way that those that are receiving it their expectations are met, and you're not hitting them out of the blue.
Yeah,
and then you're creating an environment where they want to open that email and so on and so forth. Is that kind of?
You're totally right. Yeah, one of the most important things to do is put a lot of attention on the first part of the relationship with your new prospect or your new customer. That's when you set up the expectation for the frequency of the messaging that they should get,
Right.
for the type of the messaging. You never want to send somebody to get somebody signed up for a free report. Have them have all the expectation that you're just once in a while going to send them something of value having to do with the reason that they signed up for your particular information, and then just start pounding them with
Right.
pitches.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't make sense for anybody. That's the first and best way to get thrown into the spam bucket, and then you're in trouble
Right.
with, not just Infusionsoft you'd be in trouble with, but upstream providers. And once your reputation is hurt in the email industry, it's pretty hard to recover.
Right. And obviously Infusion does a lot more than just email, but backing up just a little bit, when it comes to email delivery and marketing and compliance, small businesses really just have two choices. They can outsource that, right? Whether it's Aweber or Constant Contact or any of the other providers that deliver email, they can outsource the canned spam compliance, the ability to track balances, the ability to unsubscribe, all those things that are common out there, or they can do it all themselves, with their own IP address and building all these relationships that you're talking about, right?
Yeah, and as a practical matter, it doesn't make sense to try it yourself, particularly as a small business, when you don't usually have the capital resources to put into servers, bandwidth,
Right.
and even if you did, you probably aren't sending the type of volume that gives you an audience with the internet service providers that are actually, helping you get the mail into their inboxes for their customers. Yeah.
Well, as an objective as you can be, just with your profession and your experience, I know it might be a little bit hard to leave Infusion to the side a little bit, but for folks that don't have a provider, and maybe they're not ready to step up to a product like Infusion yet, what are maybe 3 things that they should look for in a provider to be their email service provider? What would you suggest?
That's a good question. You're going to want somebody who can give you some type of a sender certification, so that can give you a added likelihood of getting into the inbox.
Okay. Sender certification.
Yeah,
okay.
with Infusionsoft, our certification authority is Return Path, our partner. Right?
Okay.
You're also going to want to have somebody who has good uptime. You want to have somebody who can help you build your list in a way that you can keep track of it. It's hard to find that out there all in one place. You're going to want some decent templates and all the normal things that you get with an email package for a small business.
Right.
But it's all of those things can be accomplished through point solutions. But the great thing about Infusionsoft is that's all together. We have it all under one hood. And really, when it comes down to it, the value is the data, not necessarily in any particular component of Infusionsoft, because there's point solutions that can outperform Infusionsoft. Some other email service provider might have better or more templates or something like that. Mm-hmm. But really, keeping the contact record history of purchases, of service calls, of web form submissions, of link tracking. Even you can see what they have clicked on the different parts of an HTML page. That data is the key. Then you can target market.
Segmenting your list. You may have people that really love pets, but you don't want to send a cat promotion to the people that only have dogs. That type of thing. Exactly.
Yeah, and again, that's a great way. If you don't segment and focus and target your marketing, that's a great way to be marked as spam.
Exactly.
Even if people have asked for your communication, if you're not sending them the type of thing that they are expecting to get,
it's got to be relevant. Yeah.
Right, it has to be totally relevant.
Well, great point. So just to recap those 3 things, you need someone that can verify the sender. Is that what the first one?
Yeah, you want some type of sender certification.
Sender certification. Mm-hmm. And what would be the third one? The third component?
Segmenting.
Segmenting of the list. Exactly.
Yeah, but the question was, putting Infusionsoft aside, what's some good suggestions? It's hard for me to come up with one. Not just because I'm biased with the great product we have, but it just doesn't exist.
Right.
I mean, under one hood, it's very difficult to go and find something that's going to perform like Infusionsoft does, and it'll get your email delivered with the high deliverability percentages that we consistently deliver on.
Awesome. Great. Well, any closing remarks you might have for folks as it pertains to email marketing or email marketing systems?
No, I just encourage everybody to segment their list, to make sure they're sending relevant, timely content, that they don't send things too frequently, that you set the expectation for your receivers of the frequency, the content. That's some of the best things that you can do. Never send unsolicited bulk email. That's spam. That not only gets you in trouble with just the local ISPs, but the Federal Trade Commission might come knocking on your door too.
We don't want that.
Never, never.
All right. Well, my name is Travis Campbell of MarketingProfessor.com with Infusionsoft's Marc Chesley. Marc, title again one more time?
I'm the Vice President of Development and Technology.
I'm with the VP right here. Signing off from Scottsdale, Arizona. I thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye-bye.